The voice of comfort is always present. It whispers to you in the morning when the alarm goes off. Hit snooze, you need more rest. It speaks when you think about exercising. Tomorrow's better, you should relax today. It shows up when you want to start that project, make that call, or have that difficult conversation. Not now. It's not the right time. Let's wait. That voice isn't necessarily your friend. It's your brain doing what it's supposed to do. You see, your brain is wired for survival, not success. For thousands of years, our ancestors survived by avoiding pain, conserving energy, and seeking comfort. Comfort meant life. Discomfort meant danger. But in today's world, the brain survival system sabotages your growth. What once protected you is now holding you back. And while comfort feels good in the moment, it robs you of the life you're capable of living. Comfort says stay the same. Discomfort says grow. And that's the daily battle that goes on when you know you should be doing some things, but you put things off or delay to avoid the pain. If you know how muscles work, they don't get stronger by staying comfortable. They grow when they're challenged, stretched, and torn down so they can rebuild stronger. Your relationships don't deepen by avoiding difficult conversations. They grow when you face the tension with honesty and courage. Dreams don't become reality by staying in your head. They require the discomfort of risk, effort, and persistence. It's unfortunate, but everything you want, confidence, strength, freedom, fulfillment, they all live on the other side of discomfort. Now, before you go and question every goal you've set, this isn't about living in constant pain or never allowing yourself rest. Comfort has its place. Rest restores you and joy replenishes you. But there's a difference between rest and avoidance. One fuels your future, while the other keeps you stuck. So the question becomes, which voice will you listen to? The voice of comfort that says, not today, not now, not you, or the voice of growth that says, it will be hard, but it will be worth it. You already know what's required of you. You know the steps. Whether it's eating better, moving your body, being more present, building the business, or finally dealing with the things you've been running from. The problem isn't knowing, the problem is choosing comfort over discomfort. But keep this in mind. Every time you step into discomfort, you retrain your brain. You teach yourself that fear doesn't own you, that challenges won't break you. Growth is possible. Each uncomfortable choice is like a deposit into your future, a future that comfort can never give you. In your toughest moments, remind yourself that pain is only temporary. Discomfort doesn't last forever. Workouts end, hard conversations finish, projects get done. But the rewards stay with you. Strength stays, confidence, momentum, they stay. The voice of comfort is constantly whispering in your ear. Recognize it, smile at it, and then choose discomfort anyway, because that's where your transformation lives. The life you want will never be built in your comfort zone. It will only come when you dare to step into the discomfort again and again, not because it's easy, but because you are capable of more. When you look back years from now, you won't remember the ease of comfort. You'll remember the pride of choosing growth. Because every step you take today outside of comfort is one step closer to the life you were meant to live. I think we all want to live a long, full life. But the truth is, longevity isn't just about luck or genetics. It's about the choices that you make day in and day out that either add years to your life or quietly take them away. Think of your life like a bank account. Every healthy choice is like making a deposit, and every harmful choice is like taking a withdrawal. Over time, those deposits start to add up, and when you make enough of them, you're not just living longer, you're living better. Longevity isn't just about being alive at 90. It's about being vibrant at 90. It's about having the energy to travel or to play with your grandkids or to chase a dream that you still have. And the best part is you don't have to turn your life upside down. Small, consistent actions have the biggest impact. Start with your fuel. Think of your body as a machine. Even the best machines will break down if they're fed junk. So think of more whole foods, more vegetables, more water, and less processed foods. It's not about perfection, it's about patterns. If most of your meals are nourishing, your body will thank you in the long run. Next, think about movement, because our bodies were made to move, not just in the gym, but every single day. Think of the little things like stretching in the morning, going for a walk after dinner, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. You don't need a six-pack to be healthy, but you just need to stay active long enough to remind the muscles, the joints in our heart what they're here to do. Then there's rest. You can eat all the kale there is, you can walk all the miles you want, but if you're living in a constant state of exhaustion, your body is quietly burning out. Sleep is when the body repairs, it rebuilds and resets. Protect it, guard it like it's gold, because it is. And let's not forget about stress, because chronic stress is one of the fastest way to shorten your lifespan. And I know that we can't eliminate stress altogether, that is not reality, but we can learn how to manage it. Breathe deeper. Say no to things that drain you. Laugh more. Spend time with people who uplift you rather than bring you down. And finally, wake up with a little bit of purpose. The people who live the longest aren't just healthy in body, they're healthy in mind. They wake up with something to look forward to. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's volunteering, maybe it's learning something new. Purpose keeps your mind sharp and your spirit alive. Here's the thing, longevity is a daily choice. It's not a someday goal. It's choosing water over soda. It's walking instead of sitting still for hours. It's going to bed early instead of scrolling late into the night. All of these things start to stack up. You don't have to overhaul everything all at once. Pick one thing, add an extra glass of water, add 10 minutes to your walk, go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Let one win start to create momentum, and then stack the next win on top of that. A long, healthy life isn't built in one moment. It's literally built in the thousands of choices you're making. So ask yourself, what choice can I make today that my future self will thank me for? Your future isn't waiting for some big, dramatic transformation. It's being shaped today by the small choices that you're making. And the sooner you start making better choices, the more life you'll get to live. Not just in years, but in quality. Longevity isn't about counting days. It's about making your days count. And that starts right now. If not now, then when? Seriously, if you're waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect mood, the perfect plan, you might be waiting forever. See, life doesn't slow down so you can catch up. Time doesn't pause just because you're not ready. The truth is, urgency is your ally, and now is all you've got. Too many people treat life like they've got unlimited chances, like they can always start tomorrow. But how many tomorrows have you already let slip away? Let me remind you that your dream, your goal, that thing you keep saying you want, it won't wait forever. Not because it's going anywhere, but because you are. Days will pass, months will pass, and before you know it, you're stuck in the same spot, wondering how the time disappeared. This isn't about panic, It's about purpose. Now, you don't need to hustle yourself into exhaustion, but you do need to wake yourself up. Because motivation doesn't always knock. It's something you have to ignite. And urgency is the spark. Because you've got goals, you've got ideas, you've got things inside you that could change your life or someone else's. But none of it happens without action. And action needs fuel. It needs a reason that's bigger than your excuses. What would change in your life if you treated every day like it mattered? What if you woke up with the mindset that, I don't want to waste another minute? How would you move? How would you speak? What decisions would you make differently? This is your reminder. You do have what it takes, but you need to act like it. Don't wait to feel motivated. Don't wait to feel ready. Create the energy by taking the first step. Start moving and your mind will catch up. See, action creates momentum, and momentum builds motivation. And no, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be massive. It just has to be now. Write the first line of the book, make the call, put on your shoes and get moving, take the class, post the video, have the conversation, whatever it is, start. Don't overthink it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Just move. Because when you act with urgency, you send a message to yourself and to the world, I'm serious. I'm here. I'm not waiting for life to happen. I'm making it happen. People who succeed aren't always the smartest. They're not always the most talented, but they are hungry. They treat their time like it matters. They don't wait to be chosen. They choose themselves. So if you've been stuck, tired, lost in hesitation, this is your moment. Feel the urgency. Not because you're afraid of running out of time, but because you value the time you have. This is your life. It's not a rehearsal. It's not a warm-up. This is it. So light that fire. Start where you are. And let the urgency push you toward everything you're capable of becoming. We all stress over time. It's more hours in the day, more days in the week, more time before deadlines, and more time before the alarm clock rings. And when we don't get the results we want, the most common excuse is, I just didn't have enough time. But you don't need more time, you need more focus. We all get the same 24 hours. Successful people don't have a secret stash of bonus hours hidden away. They don't get 28 hours and the rest of us get 24. They've simply trained themselves to focus. Focus is what separates movement from progress. You can be busy all day and go nowhere. You can spend hours reading books, watching videos, organizing your calendar, or writing to-do lists, and still be stuck in the same place. That's because most people are doing everything except the thing that actually matters. Focus means choosing the essential over the easy. It means doing what moves the needle, not just what makes you feel productive. If you've ever used the line, I'll start when I have more time, you're just lying to yourself to rationalize your fears. And even when you do get more time, what happens? You scroll, you binge, you zone out, you fall back into distractions. It's not a time problem, it's a focus problem. Focus means getting clear on what matters and protecting it. That might mean putting your phone on airplane mode. That might mean saying no to things that used to get a yes. That might mean creating boundaries with people who don't understand your priorities. Focus isn't easy. It demands sacrifice. It requires you to be uncomfortable. And I know that distractions feel good. They're safe. Scrolling, snacking, avoiding. They're all quick hits of relief, but they rob you of your potential. So be honest, your goals aren't going to reach themselves. If you want to build something real, a business, a body, a mindset, a legacy, you need more than effort. You need focus, intention, and clarity. You need to wake up and focus on what truly matters. What is the one thing that if I got it done would make a difference? Once you have that answer, go do that. Before you check your messages, before you check your feed, or the world gets its hands on your attention, because if you don't focus on your life, you'll live in the fog. The world is noisy. Everyone wants your attention. Ads, notifications, emails, drama. It's a constant tug of war. And if you're not careful, your day gets hijacked before it even begins. Everyone has challenges. You need to focus like it's your future, because it is. You need to do the work that matters, or as I like to say, do what is required, whether you feel like it or not. The problem isn't the clock, it's how you use the time you've been given. And your focus is your superpower. When you protect it, nurture it, and direct it, there's nothing you can't build. Why do people wait until the last minute? Why do we do this? The deadline is looming, the clock is ticking, and suddenly we're scrambling to get everything done at the last possible moment. Why do we wait until the pressure is unbearable before taking action? First, understand this. Waiting until the last minute isn't a sign of laziness or incompetence. It's human nature. There are deep psychological reasons behind the habit, and the good news is you can break free from it. One major reason why this happens is the illusion of time. When a deadline is far away, we tell ourselves there's plenty of time to get started. Then we underestimate how long things take, and then we overestimate our future motivation. We think I'll feel like doing it later, but when later comes, we still don't feel like it, and suddenly we're out of time. Another reason is the adrenaline rush. Some people work best under pressure. The ticking clock forces them into hyperfocus, and they produce results fast. But this isn't sustainable. It creates unnecessary stress, and it lowers the quality of work. Then there's perfectionism. Ironically, perfectionists often procrastinate the most. They fear starting because they worry it won't be good enough. So instead of tackling the task bit by bit, they avoid it altogether until they have no choice. And finally, distractions play a huge role. Think of social media, TV, endless scrolling. They all provide instant gratification, while real work requires effort. Our brains seek out what feels good now rather than what benefits us in the long run. So if you struggle with last-minute habits, know this: you're not alone. Studies show that around 20% of people identify as chronic procrastinators, and almost everyone has moments of putting things off. Your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. It prioritizes what feels easy, not necessarily what's important. But normal doesn't mean good. Procrastination steals your peace of mind. It turns what could be a steady, controlled effort into a frantic, stressful mess. It eats away at your confidence and makes you doubt yourself. The great news is you can overcome it. Let me give you the steps. First, start small. The hardest part of any task is getting started, so make the first step ridiculously easy. Need to write a paper? Just open a blank document and type one sentence. Need to clean the house? Start with one corner of a room. Action creates momentum. Number 2 is you can set some fake deadlines. If you always wait until the last minute, trick yourself by setting an earlier deadline. Tell yourself it's due 2 days before the real due date. The mind responds to urgency, so create it artificially. Number 3 is use the 5-minute rule. If you feel resistance towards a task, commit to working on it for just 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you'll usually want to keep going. Number 4 is make it fun. Find ways to enjoy the process. Play music while working, set small rewards, or make a game of it. The more pleasant something feels, the less you'll avoid it. Number 5 is visualize the outcome. Imagine how good it will feel to have the task done. Instead of focusing on the struggle of starting, focus on the relief and pride of finishing. And finally, number 6 is hold yourself accountable. Tell someone your goal. Accountability makes it harder to back out. If you say, I'll have this done by Friday, you're more likely to follow through. Procrastination is a habit. It's not a life sentence. The same way you've trained yourself to work under pressure, you can train yourself to work ahead of schedule. The next time you catch yourself putting things off, ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? And then take it. Because when you stop waiting for the last minute, you start taking control of your future. And that's where success begins. You've been through the fire. You've felt the weight of the world pressing down on you. You've had moments where getting out of bed felt like it was an achievement. And maybe right now you don't see the way forward. But what you need to understand is you are not powerless. Yes, life has thrown obstacles your way. Yes, some of it wasn't fair. But waiting for the world to change in your favor, well, that's not the answer. Because you are stronger than you think. And right now, at this moment, you have the power to choose. You can let your circumstances hold you down, or you can rise up. You can keep waiting for the perfect conditions, or you can start where you are. You can keep telling yourself you're stuck, or you can take one small step forward right now. Everyone has had to overcome something. Your circumstances, although very painful, are not unique. And in fact, there are plenty of success stories of people who've overcome much worse than where you are right now. You may feel like you're being singled out or even punished in some ways. Believe me, I've been there too. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Or why can't I catch a break? But the truth is, things don't change until you do. We've all heard it, and I've said it before. If you want more, you have to do more. And if you want things to change, then you have to change. You don't need to be fearless. You don't even need to be confident. You just need to make a decision that today is the day you stop surrendering your power to everything that's happened to you and start taking it back. Struggle is not your enemy. Struggle is your training ground. Every time you push through, every time you refuse to quit, and every time you silence that voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, you get stronger. You've survived your worst days. That means you're built for this. So no more waiting. No more hoping someone else saves you. No more thinking you're too broken to change. The past is done. Whatever happens next is up to you. You don't need to know every step of the way. You just need to take the first one. Maybe that's getting out of bed and deciding that today will be different. Maybe it's choosing to fight back against that negative voice in your head. Maybe it's finally refusing to believe the lie that you're stuck where you are. Whatever it is, choose now. Because you're not hopeless. You're not defeated. You're rising. And one day you'll look back on this moment, the moment you took back control, and realize it was the turning point. The day when everything changed. There comes a time when we're faced with a choice. To take a stand or to remain silent. To hold firm or to be swayed by the opinions and expectations of others. This choice defines who we are and what we value. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. What does it mean to stand for something? It means living in alignment with your core values. It means having principles that guide your actions, even when the world is pressuring you to compromise. It's about conviction, knowing what you believe in, and being unshakable in the face of opposition. History is full of people who stood for something. Martin Luther King stood for equality and justice. Rosa Parks believed in dignity and fairness. These were individuals who could have chosen the easier path of silence and compliance, but instead they stood tall. And because they did, they changed the course of history. But this isn't about famous names and grand gestures. It's about you and me. Every day we face moments that test our resolve. Moments when we're asked to compromise our values for convenience, approval, or comfort. Maybe it's standing up for someone who's been mistreated. Maybe it's saying no to an opportunity that doesn't align with your integrity. Or maybe it's simply having the courage to pursue your dreams even when others don't believe in them. Standing for something doesn't mean the road will be easy. In fact, it's the opposite. It takes courage to hold firm when others are telling you to let go. It takes strength to remain grounded when life feels like a storm. But the reward is always worth it. Because when you stand for something, you stand taller. You build self-respect. You inspire others to find their own courage. See, when you go through life without a clear set of values or beliefs, you become like a ship without an anchor, drifting wherever the tide takes you. You start chasing approval instead of purpose, conforming to what others expect instead of defining your own path. The world doesn't need more people who follow the crowd. It needs people who stand out, people who are willing to step up, even when it's uncomfortable. The first step is knowing what you believe in. Take some time to reflect on your values, your goals, and the person you want to be. Write it down. Make it real. Then live with those values every day. Let them guide your decisions. But be prepared to face challenges. Not everyone will agree with you. Not everyone will understand. That's okay. Standing for something isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about staying true to yourself. Remember that standing for something doesn't mean you can't grow or change. Your values may evolve as you gain new experiences and perspectives. What matters is that you're intentional about who you are and what you stand for. So take a stand. Take a stand for your values, for your dreams, for the person you want to become. Because if you don't, the world will decide for you. And trust me, that's a far greater loss.